came from a rich family. She liked horseback riding. That is her favorite hobby every day. Her family owned a large hectare of land in a province. She liked to live in a province unlike in a city where her family stayed. Finished studying in a college and decided to stay in a province. She liked to horseback riding together with her friends. She met her friends and they decided to go on roaming around in the forest together with her horses. She chose to be a province girl. She hates staying in the city. And grow in the care of her grandmother. When her grandmother died, she stayed alone in their house and always go a ride of her horse. She enjoyed the companion with her friends. She wanted to live in a province with a simple life unlike in the city. She liked the fresh air in the province and peaceful surroundings. When they arrived in the forest, they decided to go in a race horse. That's one of her favorite. Anne and her friends arrived in the race area where she met her friend who liked to horse racing. She talked to him and decided to go in the race track with her favorite horse. Anne was so happy on that day because her horse experienced exhibition. Her friends are also happy too. They are proud of what Anne did together with her horse. After their horse riding, they decided to go home. Anne and her friends back to the cage where their horse will stay. Anne decided to clean her favorite horse. While she cleaning, the boy approached on her and said to her that her uncle want to talk to her. It was an emergency and Anne's are hurried to go to her uncle. Anne's uncle talked to her and said that her dad was recently calling and he want Anne to go home because of they have emergency. That's why Anne go in hurry to go home. Anne arrived at their home with a worried face. She was worried because of what her uncle told to her that her dad want her to go home because of emergency of their home. Anne rang their doorbell and her mother opened the door and was surprised that Anne is arrived in their home. She was so happy she see Anne, but Anne's face was worried and she asked her mother why her father wanted her to be home. Her mother explained to her that her dad are waiting to her in their sala. But the face of her mother changes and became sad. Anne was surprised because of what she saw to her mother's face. And mother said to her that she need to talk to her father in the sala. Anne saw her father and she immediately approached to her father and talked about what's going on, why they had emergency. Her father explained to her that the big company that they own is crashing in the situation that it will be bankrupt soon. That's why she needs to marry the son of big tycoon. The man is the CEO to help their company in a bankrupt situation. They want two partners in their company and help to improve their company in a bankrupt situation. Anne have argued to her dad because she didn't want to marry of that man she didn't know. But her dad was got angry and decided to walk out and mother's Anne explained to her what to do. The night came and decided to go in their garden and decided to drink a wine. She was in a shock situation now of what her dad told to her to marry a man that she didn't know. She think if she did not follow her dad, their big company will bankrupt. Aunt didn't know what to do. This night, Anne wanted to get drunk. This time, she wanted to forget what her dad told to her. She think if she married that man, she cannot escape and become a present to a marriage that she didn't want to. Her mom suddenly appeared and talked to Anne, and she was surprised that Anne got drunk, holding a glass of wine and a bottle. Anne began to talk to her mom and tackle about a marriage to a man that she didn't know. She asked her mom that if her dad loved her. Her mom was surprised of what she told. Her mom explained to her that her dad only did what is the good for their company because many of their employees were lost of their job. She told Anne that she needs to sacrifice because she can help more people, and the company was built with her dad with sweat and blood. They become rich because of her dad's sacrifice. While mother's Anne was talking to her, she suddenly cried. She told of her mom that she must become a present of the marriage she didn't want. But suddenly she decided that she will marry the man that her dad wanted. Maybe this time, she must also sacrifice of what her dad do to their family. Her mother cried too because of the situation and to be sacrificed of. A day passed by and Dad visited to the office to her father-in-law soon. Her dad talked and told that he decided that to oppose the marriage. The man got angry to her dad because the marriage will help to the bankruptcy of their company, and it is a big international investment that helps the situation of the company. The man wants the marriage will proceed. The company of father's Anne's will be loose. The marriage of Anne of her son will help to give and bite more investment and big investment from international. Father's Anne was surprised and sad because of what Anne's will be sacrificed to their family and decided that the marriage will proceed. Johnny, the CEO, heard the conversation of her father and father's Anne, and she was also surprised of what he was heard, and he will marry soon to the lady that she didn't know too. And she was also sad that she saw the face of Anne's father, who was forced also to have marriage of her daughter to him. Johnny's heart also was broken. A day passed by and Anne decided to go away to their home and back to the province. As she walked to their sala, she surprised that she bumped her father, who was sitting and reading newspaper. They surprised each other. Anne told her father that she will back to the province at night, continue the said marriage. She will oppose and get angry to her dad and said to him that her dad cannot decide what her life go on. Her dad got angry and they had arguments. Her dad told her that she cannot go back to the province. Her mom immediately approached to them and was surprised of what she saw. Both faces of Anne and her father was angry. Her mom was interrupted to stop their arguments, but Anne forcefully get her luggage and decided to go outside and go back to province. Her dad shouted to her for being so hard-headed daughter and replied to her dad that her decide to her own life. Anne's father suddenly collapsed. Her mother shouted and told Anne that they need help. Anne was shocked of what happened. Because of what happened, Anne and her mother brought her dad to the hospital. Upon arriving at the hospital, Anne and her mother waiting outside, where her dad got examined by his doctor. The doctors of Anne's father finished to check up of him. He talked to Anne and her mother, and she explained that her dad was suddenly in a high blood pressure and need to be relaxed and avoid to get angry. Anne was suddenly sad because she knows that this is her fault of what happened of his father. Her mother told her that the marriage will be continued and it must be pursued so that her dad will not feel angry again and sad. Anne told to her dad and apologized of what happened and decided to continue the marriage and wedding. Her dad was happy of what Anne's decision for their company and for their family. And father suddenly got sad because he knew that her daughter must need to sacrifice of her life and marry the man that she didn't know. Days passed by and decided to meet the man to be her husband soon. She wore the sexiest outfit so that the man will get a fan of what style she was wearing, and did not notice that Johnny was arrived and stared at her, and face was sad. Johnny was surprised of what she saw. She saw a sexy lady with a sad face, and he did not like Anne's outfit. It was so sexy, and it is not one of his tastes. Johnny approached to Anne and introduced himself. Anne was surprised. Johnny said to Anne that they need to sit and talk some matters about their marriage. Anne was surprised because of the attitude of John was so arrogant, the way he talked to her. Johnny directly told to Anne that their marriage was only a fixed marriage for their business, and there is no love or affection to be needed. They will only comply with what their parents want to be, for the good of their both company. Anne became sad of what Johnny told to her. Johnny informed Anne a few days will be their wedding. She must prepare herself. Johnny wanted to have agreement to Anne about the setup of their marriage and the house where they're going to live soon. Anne was very surprised of what Johnny told to her, and Johnny told to Anne that she will go first because of some matters to do of his office, and he will pay the bills. Anne didn't expect to Johnny that he was so arrogant, and he is not the man that Anne wants to marry. But Anne was have no choice to marry the arrogant man for the good of their company and what of her father's want. The wedding of Anne and Johnny came. Anne was so sad, and her dad and mom approached to her before of her wedding. They congratulated to Anne and told to become a good wife to Johnny. Anne did not listen to her parents. In her mind, it was a worst and sudden day of her life. She will become a prison and cannot escape to the arrogant man for the rest of her life. Anne told her parents not to worry about. While Anne walked to the area, she suddenly bumped Johnny, the man that she will marry soon and to become her husband. Anne's face was sad while John talking to her. Also Johnny told to Anne with arrogant words. She told Anne that this is the ring that only binds of their marriage because of business. Then Johnny suddenly walked away. Anne was surprised of the words she was heard to Johnny. Anne got angry and threw away their wedding ring. Anne was so upset, but she cannot accept the reality that she is a married woman now. Thank you for watching. See you in the part 2. Bye-bye.